First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Elijah Jordan, owner of Structure Vision, a global architecture company. I'm based right here in Bangkok. We have offices in the US, in Portland, all the way to Hong Kong, make frequent trips to Hong Kong. And through Sam, our friend, colleague, have done past work with her. We're very excited that she's introducing us to you, the client, for the multi-villa project in Koh Samui. Of course, we have a lot of experience around Asia, around the rest of the world, in residential, hospitality, also mixed use, but also have some key Thai partners that work with us in Samui itself. And so we're excited to share our projects with you and hope that we're a good fit. We'll run you through the portfolio today. First going to do a company overview and then start to take a look at the projects. So here is our history. I began my career in Oregon in early 2000s, and you can see it was a residential company. I was developing and designing homes after I graduated with a business degree. And then in the 2000s, late 2000s, I went to Denver, Colorado to get my master's in architecture after doing development and design for like 10 years in the US. At that point in time, I ran into Xia Jun, who is the head of Gensler in Shanghai, who also graduated from my same school at the University of Colorado. I won an award. I was able to come over to Shanghai, work at the Gensler Shanghai office while the Shanghai Tower was under construction. That's in the early 2010s. Shifted over to Bangkok in the mid-2015s, have been here ever since, and have relaunched Structure Vision. It's kind of full circle, this kind of global network of designers and global professionals. And so in terms of our accomplishments, collectively, over 1 million square meters under construction right now. I've personally worked in over 13 countries, 23 years in business, 33 design awards in the past 10 years, and most of our work is with repeat clients. So a lot of people ask, what is this name and why is it this kind of cool name? Structure Vision, it's very unique. Well, in order to create an architecture that matches the client's vision, the owner and architect need to collaborate closely together to establish a set of guidelines or a structure that augment the design process that will carry through from inception to final ribbon cutting. So it's essentially the owner and architect create a plan, a process to guide that design process, because there's a lot of other consultants and contractors that get involved. And so you have to create a vision for the structure. And that came to be known as the Structure Vision. In terms of global reach, like I said, Portland, Bangkok, Hong Kong, 8 time zones, 13 countries, over 120 experts. So we pick and choose the best team for the project and we assemble it. So it's like a team of all-stars essentially, which is what we would put together to deliver your project from start to finish. And so in terms of alliances, resource and delivery, this is our strategy regionally, because sometimes there's like an expert in another country, whether it's the UK, the US, and we need that kind of sector expertise in the region of Asia. And so we basically kind of transport it and have a representative, myself, I will be on your project from start to finish, to then focus in on this kind of regional area. So it's kind of global and local, global, regional, and local, and how we distribute that information to the owner so that you get all of that value. And so this is our market focus at the moment. It's Asia-centric. I'm in Bangkok and Hong Kong all the time, kind of flying around and doing projects in these different countries. And this little tidbit of information here to understand our client's culture, market conditions, local user expectations is what it truly means to be both global and local. Sometimes the foreign or international company that then tries to do a project like in a small market or like Samui, for instance, that don't really have boots on the ground or understand the nuances of that area. And we're bridging that gap with local partners and assembling a great team. So we act both on the international scale of the latest industry trends, but then also delivering it from a kind of local geographic area with culture, so that those two things kind of blend together well. It's not one or the other. Okay, so let's get into the portfolio. These are larger scale projects, but I think what's important to understand here is that your project, the 1,600 square meters, the one rai in Samui, it's on a sloping land, but you can cut it apart in different ways, subdivide in different ways. And that all comes down to the amount of investment and the return on investment, cost of construction, and where it needs to sit in that real estate market. And I know Sam will help out with that a lot. But in terms of these kind of larger scale hospitality projects, this expertise will help us make those choices and go through a series of planning exercises to determine how you're gonna make the most money on your project. So this is a project that I was just on last year for a couple of years. 5-star hotel, Fairmont Hotel in Cairo, with my clients, Arco and Katamea. And it's like 23,000 square meters. It's a low rise, but you can see it's very, very luxury. And I've worked with a lot of the different hospitality consultants, so back of house, which all kind of translates to residential and smaller branded experiences. So there is a little bit of overlap. These are a pair of twin towers for Central Group here in Thailand. One of them, which is a residential tower. The other tower is a hospitality tower, and then this whole water park and kind of a retail promenade in the front, which is fun. They're about 140 meters tall, I think. And they undulate. It's kind of green undulation with these amenity zones on each side. This is a project I worked on. It's been several years now, 4 or 5, 6 years now, but it's the Shaman Grand Hyatt, and it's got a retail podium, and it's about 240 meters tall, so it's much higher. And you can see the arrival drop-off for the Grand Hyatt, the ballrooms here, pool decks here, and then it is connected to like a retail mall. So these are just a little bit, just showing kind of the overall experience that we have, but then I'll focus in on villas in a little while. Here is a hybrid project, a museum and hotel connected with kind of a cool form. We did this in Revit, all the panelization. This is in Waigaoqiao, north of Shanghai. Here's another shot of it on the kind of man-made lake, the lake zone. This is a 4-star hotel, kind of beds and heads, hip and trendy, right here in Bangkok. Did this 4 or 5 years ago. Show DC Hotel, just a very simple project. I did a little bit of hospitality work while I was with Gensler in Shanghai. So this is just a lobby renovation, the Portman Ritz-Carlton at the Shanghai Center down on Waihai-Lu, I think the road is. So it's nice, you can see the richness of it. And then Wenzhou Marriott Hotel is another little interior design that I just supported the team on, which turned out kind of cool. It's kind of industrial chic. Okay, so that gets us more to focused residential stuff that's going to be directly relatable to your project in Samui. Residential. I'm going to go through stuff that's in Samui in Thailand, and then also some of my US projects that one of them's under construction now, and some other kind of award-winning ones. So this is my partner is doing this one in Kokut. And you can see it's very kind of lifestyle. It's residential, but it starts to have that hospitality feeling. And these kind of flow-through spaces are phenomenal to have. And we look to incorporate some of this on your project if we're a good match to go forward. And here's Sunset Villa. This is also in Samui. It shouldn't say Bangkok. This is in Samui. It's 280 square meters, 7,000 Thai baht in 2013. Cost of construction came up considerably, but we gave you all the areas and the cost of construction and the dates so that you can start to have a better idea of the cost for yours. So here, this one really comes together at night, really comes to life at night. Just see how beautiful, kind of like a lifestyle, almost like a Sonoma Valley or Napa Valley feeling. A lot of these kind of small, sunken social pods are really cool and really popular now, always connected to the pool. This one has an old world door, kind of a threshold entrance from the street to create some kind of privacy between the two. Right outside the master bedroom, you're gonna have this kind of hanging sleeper here, lots of different little social areas to relax and chill, always thinking about the journey and the user experience. Like I said, right off the master, this big wide plank flooring, kind of old wine country meets Thai chic. So there's lots of different types of studies that we'll do based on concept what's trending, and then what will sell the best, you'll get the most return out of. And in the end, you want it simple, beautiful, and sophisticated. Just a simple his and hers bathroom for the master. This one is not very expensive, but it still has kind of a really nice feeling to it. Okay, so the next one's large in scale. It's 2,000 square meters, 45,000 Thai baht. It's built on a hillside in 2012, and it's massive. This one has a residential elevator, and I was talking to Sam, I think on your project, because of the slope and how it would be subdivided into independent villas. To get the most return on your investment, we're probably looking at some residential elevators, but they're pretty inexpensive now and kind of simple to use, so I don't think it's a problem. So you can see this is beautiful, almost looks like a hotel in a way. It's meant for large gatherings, total entertainment house. Unbelievable views, different socializing zones, sunken living room spaces. Absolutely kind of taking advantage of the views and then creating apertures to additional views. It's really kind of a fun way. What a better place to play pool than in this location. And you can see the elevator on the lift, the residential elevator that goes down to the street to kind of a residential lobby. So there is a gap between hospitality and residential, and if you find that gap, I think you can charge a lot of money for your real estate. Next one, the Christoph Villa. This is an indoor-outdoor flow-through one, 1,300 square meters, 32,000 Thai baht in 2010. At night, that blue tile is intended to match the bay. You can see this kind of indoor-outdoor feeling is really nice. These are a bit of older ones. This is also in Koh Samui, so that Bangkok's not correct. But this is 1,000 square meters, 2008, 24,000 Thai baht. And then the TTF Villa is also in Koh Samui. That's an area. So this one was 20,000, 2007, 800 square meters. I think Sam is going to work to get you a market analysis of areas and cost and finishes, so we can dial this thing in from start to finish, make sure it's a smooth process, and you hit your targets. These are a few from Bangkok, the 198 residence. Very modern, more warm, more natural wood tones. Here's the Panya residence in Bangkok. It's kind of split into these two kind of modern farmhouses and their elevator with a pool below. It's cool. This is a project that I currently have under construction in the U.S., Whiskey Rose Ranch. It's about an hour and a half from the Grand Canyon. This kind of extruded bread loaf is really trending right now. So it's in Flagstaff, 3,200. This is square feet, not meters. And here are the current construction photos. So this wall is almost like a commercial grade curtain wall, like a glass facade. It's elevated, and then there's these kind of flying buttresses that the steel I-beams connect to help it with the horizontal wind loads. It transfers down and goes into the foundation here. All the site work is pretty top quality on this one. This is an award-winning project, Autumn's Eagle. Did back when I lived in the U.S. This was done in 2007, 2008, but it's on a hillside and it's projected out towards a vineyard, and it's kind of has a radius on the other side of the building to connect to the street. But you could see this is all vineyards out here, and it's intended with these kind of organic earth tones. So it's a different feeling. It's in the Pacific Northwest. So architecture is very much geographical and what we call it vernacular, like in a way like Samui and the ocean, this kind of luxury feeling. We'll have to extract that and interpret it into a palette, which will be kind of part of the fun part of the project. Stingray, Jacksonville, Oregon. This is 3,900 square feet. All the light fixtures are custom. It's just a shed roof and a projected kind of living room out on the outside. But you can see how it captures the madrone trees and the Pacific Northwest mountains and all the earth tones that are intended to connect seamlessly to the outside. This one's called Scorpion. It has a kind of custom vanishing edge pool. All of it's cement siding with these large cantilevered overhangs. This is all wood construction, where in Samui and in the east we use steel and mostly concrete. So they're different, but in terms of interpreting a site on a slope and getting it to be very accessible and comfortable for the owners, and then having some kind of big impact architecture, I think it's important. And I think that's what we can extract from these, so the pool, vanishing edge pool, obviously connects to the outside, and kind of this 3-level home. It's like a tri-level home with this clear story with 360-degree windows. So all throughout the times of year, it's constantly changing inside, which we can apply these kinds of things to the Samui project. And in the end, our promise, allowing clients to dream and turning those dreams into reality, drive Structure Vision's core fundamentals as a design firm. Elijah and his team, myself, deliver projects on time and under budget with a focus of setting a clear direction for the project through an integrative approach, client architect and design build processes, vision for the mind, structure for the soul. So after concept, we would get bidding from contractors, make sure that we are hitting the targets on the construction budget, and that's part of design build. You're getting feedback on cost while you're doing the design, instead of waiting at the end when you do construction documents and then you realize it's over budget, then you have to go back. It wastes a lot of time. So we're getting budgets and costs while we're doing the design, and that's this kind of setting a clear direction and a vision for the project. Thank you. Appreciate it. I want you to know we're here in Bangkok. We can make a trip to Samui. I think you're based in Shanghai, so next time you come out, please let us know. And I just want to leave you with a couple of points that I think for your project, the first exercise is to kind of check the subdivision and how many villas and what's the most efficient, and how do you maximize square meters and impact of view to the sea, and making it accessible and comfortable for the users or owners to get in and out of their villas. That's why I talked about the residential elevators and parking. And then this branded hospitality residential experience. Some of them are going to be Airbnb-ing them. So each one should have its kind of this branded hospitality, very, very luxury feeling. And in the end, iconic architecture will sell these things. The marketing and all that stuff can be very simple if we have a phenomenal product. And that's what Structure Vision will strive to do for you. So thank you. If you have any questions, please ask Sam, or you can email me directly. Thanks. Bye.